Welcome back to 100 more Worthwhile DOS games, where I replace every game on the Worthwhile DOS games list with one of similar quality. Today's game is Beneath a Steel Sky, a dystopian point-and-click adventure game set in the future cityscape of Australia. It was developed by Revolution Software, and is mentioned in the same breath as some of the all-time classics from LucasArts and Sierra. You're Robert Foster, an adopted member of a tribe from the wasteland known as the Gap. Your entire adoptive family is slaughtered by evil men, and you're taken away as a prisoner to Union City. The helicopter crashes and you're left with your wits, your clothes, and the circuit board of your robot pal Joey. On the run from the police, you have to escape the towering city and uncover just what's going on with it in the first place. Given the grim setting of the game, you'd expect a dark and gritty adventure, but that's not the case, with jaunty music and suitably quirky inhabitants. And Charles Cecil's writing is enjoyable, flirting with greatness on multiple occasions. One of the biggest problems was the tonal whiplash of the game, but I've discussed that in another video. The biggest problem here is that most of the potential replacements have already been listed in the original Worthwhile DOS game's image, and most of the contemporaries of Revolution who aren't on that list don't quite deserve to be. Fortunately, there's an easy solution to our point-and-click puzzler. Circle of Blood, also known as Broken Sword Shadow of the Templars, is the first and only Broken Sword game available for DOS. It's also by Revolution Software, and contains no less than 14 of the original Beneath a Steel Sky crew, including Charles Cecil, making it a natural replacement. It came out for both Windows and DOS, and that's why it didn't make the original list, otherwise it would have been a shoo-in. You play George Stobbart, an American tourist vacationing in Paris. The cafe you're in gets bombed and you're lucky to survive. This sets in motion a series of events, as our American protagonist is determined to find out who was responsible for blowing up the cafe. He enlists the help of his French journalist pal Nicole Collard, and they are whisked off on an adventure to uncover a far deeper conspiracy that has its roots in the Knights Templar. Sound familiar? That's because Fate of Atlantis did it 4 years prior, and it's one of the things you're gonna have to get used to with Shadow of the Templars. Revolution were determined to do things right. From the beautiful hand-drawn art, the cartoon animations of the characters, the clever writing and puzzles and atmosphere, all of it ranges from great to acceptable. And every last bit is a careful homage to the other worthwhile adventure games on the list, such as Gabriel Knight, Monkey Island and King's Quest. The real star of the show is the artwork of Paris itself, a beautiful city rendered lovingly by the artists working for Revolution, and your central hub from which you travel to other areas. By '96, the adventure game template was well and truly drawn, and they adhered to that while improving everything they'd done in their previous game. With the intrusion of FMV and 3D engines into the market, there were gradually less and less games like this around in the years to come. The end result? Broken Sword is better than the game it's replacing, and essential playing for fans of classic point-and-click adventure games.